Yeah, what we can see here now is the result of a bit of misjudgment. I took the poles out too early and the water level rise very quickly. This is what it does here, by half a meter in a matter of like 1 or 2 days. And thanks to my neighbors here who let me know and helped me, they somehow stabilized it so that the pier would not just float away, but it was somehow crooked on the remaining poles, and that sort of like let the nose dive down, and so one of the pontons is like filled up now with water. So it looked like as if the winter had done no damage. Usually you have such a thing before you can really start working, and now I have a bit of a special operation to get the water out. But after all, I'm lucky that the pier is still here. I have to find out some safety measure, perhaps some rope or chain to really make sure that either way it would not float away or at least stay here. It was a close call. Now I have to get the water out, and that is a bit of a circus act. I have to get on this unstable pier, get one of the wood planks out to reach the lid for one of the pontons, and manage somehow that I don't fall into the water. And I have to get the pump in, which I have here, and before I have to screw up, loosen some screws. Thank God that I had the idea back then when I designed the pier, that it's very easy to dismantle. Yeah, so in order to change parts if they are broken, and this turns out to be very helpful also maintaining it, you know, just to reach the lids and all. So for situations like this, I can repair it rather quickly. All right, trying out my new hoist. So I can take you on this here. Yeah, you can see how it's definitely is in a stage of nose diving here. So there's the lid. So the pump is running finally. It takes a couple of minutes, but now it's pumping all the water, and we can take a look at how the pier is going to stabilize. And I guess this is taking somewhere around like 10-15 minutes. Let's do the time lapse and see how it goes. Stabilized now. Short affair. I almost floated away there for a second because one of the poles is too short, and the hole itself, which it is gliding on, is somehow also a bit damaged. Anyway, there is some work to do, but as of now I still have a pier, and that is better than nothing. Bad news, we are back where we started. The pier is not seaworthy anymore. Somehow there's a huge water leak. The pump can barely keep up getting the water out. I had no other choice but to bring the pier on land, or at least at the water edge, they're out there, and somehow I pull this with a rope all the way over there where the water is a bit shallow, and when the water drops, I can do the necessary maintenance. So yeah, this is how it goes with all this water infrastructure. So I've decided to disassemble the pier as much as possible. Perhaps I can figure out what is wrong, and maybe get some kit or something to seal the hole, and also getting the material, the wood, out of the water. It is soaking up, it doesn't help, and starting with the overhaul of the pier immediately. Next step, getting the water out one more time, so I can lift it out of the water a little bit and disassemble the broken ponton here up front. Perhaps I can even manage to not get into the water. The water is very cold, somewhere around 5-6 degrees, like Celsius, and God knows what this is in Fahrenheit. And perhaps I can repair today even. Let's see. So far, so good. Yeah, we got it out of the water. Quite an operation, but worked out better than I expected after all. And we found the leak. This one here, what you can see here. I always noticed that, but I wasn't quite sure what it is. And now I know it was a leak before I bought those pontons. This is not from me here. Alright, ready to start. I think I'm going to get the whole thing out. It's not too heavy. And first I'm going to assemble all the tools that I need to hose it, with the pressure cleaner and all the tools. And then I think I have enough to do in the afternoon, and I'm going to make a nice time lapse out of this, and perhaps also doing some woodwork with the deck, overhauling the wood, the wood planks, getting them nice and shiny again. I think in the end we're going to have a pretty well renewed overhauled pier. So we placed the broken bit in it, and I just melted the plastic around it so it stays in place. This is not going to seal it, but it's going to give us structural support for the actual sealing. I'm going to put a layer of foil. This is specifically done for like ponds, etc. And it's very doable. And I can see on the other side that I sealed it again already 2 years ago, and it did work. And so here I'm just going to make a big sort of foil patch on it, and I think this is going to work. And this is now cooling down and giving us support. Ponton back into the frame, but it's going to be quite challenging because it's only one screw that holds it all together, but that means it's a bit of a balancing act to get everything in place, get it sealed, and then finally get the screw in. And I'm going to put the broken ponton in the center and the one from the center to the outside, so that the one that is vulnerable stays in the center, and the leak is quite high. So eventually we can manage to that it never actually gets down below water, and therefore the problem also is mitigated. Alright, the sealed ponton is in the frame again. Oh god, that is really exhausting. I mean, the frame, it just works with basically 4 big screws. So there's as little screws and metal in this construction as possible. But you really need to have everything in place to really close the frame. But now it is in, and we can look at the deck and how we can maybe better it. But for now, the pier should swim again. Now that we got all the deck out, I want to take the opportunity and make use of it and give it a little hold over. We're gonna use some sandpaper just to clean it up a little bit, get the deck a bit smoother now. Just like maybe a 30-minute 30-minute affair, nothing too serious, no new color, no new paint or whatever, just a little brush over. Interestingly, we are making some progress. The deck is sort of ready to put back on top again, and I think that perhaps even today the pier can get back into the water. I'm pushing it back now on the water, and then I'm going to install the deck again. I will have to make some changes there because there were certain planks are broken, but yeah, it's looking good. That bit is broken, and I'm going to cut a new plank or a new bit out of this one here. This just works. Okay, in terms of work, I will call it a day. The pier is stable. I've put the planks back into the workshop, ready to be cut tomorrow morning. Then we're going to put them back on and haul the pier back to the poles, and hopefully it will be then fixed in place again, and I can also get my boat out. So this was it was a kind of a surprise thing, and the compost had to wait. Perhaps I can continue there tomorrow as well, and but this is it for today. After all, it's quite beautiful. It's sunny, not too warm, perfect to work outside. That's one aspect. So more you get into summer, so more difficult it is to work outside. So this is why I'm trying to do this hard labor like the compost, and also gonna clean up some other parts as early as possible in the year, because later it's just too warm. This is where I'm gonna work inside, where it's quite cool then. Morning. Yet another really nice day. Really beautiful. And time to get my pier back on. But before, I will load my kayak here. This beautiful device on my car, because next week we are going kayaking a little somewhere else. Yeah, like the current is much stronger than last week. You can see by the foam, they're really flooding this part of the river. The upper part, the level is always stable, like until there is a really serious situation, like there's a water lock, if you will, where boats can come in, and so you go from one water level to the other. But the bottom part here, that is always fluctuating, and the water level is shifting a lot. And yeah, right now they are basically pouring all the water into this section, which later then down somewhere around 50 kilometers down the river, this river the Havel is going to run and join with the river Elbe. Yeah, which then in the end at the city of Hamburg goes into the Nordic Sea, and yeah, the North Sea. So basically you can go from here anywhere with the right boat. You are connected completely. And yeah, now let's prepare the car so I can load my kayak. This is my kayak, my sit-on-top kayak, and it's from the French company Big, who also does like lighters. and it's this is going to see some action next weekend. I'm looking very much forward. I'm going to give it like a little clean up now after the winter, and then putting it back on the car, or like putting it on the car, so we can go kayaking somewhere, meeting some friends. As good as new, shiny orange. This is how an adventure device looks like, or should look like. And just waiting for a friend to help me putting it on the car. May I introduce you, Sven?
Moin, moin.
Who always helps me, best buddy. So now it's time to do some woodwork. Alright, pier fixed in place, and yeah, actually I'm really glad. I think for this season this is definitely going to last, or for the first half of course, and also I think it's a bit more stable now, like with less water in the tank of course. The whole kind of works again, so I don't have to be afraid that it gets unhooked or just floats away. I'm really glad. And I also think that this is a good spot for lunch. Yes, I think this, and I'm definitely hungry. This was more exhausting than I thought, and impossible to accomplish last in the evening. I think we did the right job, the right decision to do this here today. So I'm heading home. Not much compost work anymore. I was busy just packing all this stuff for the trip, and yeah, I have moved so much tools and stuff around that you are busy like 30 minutes getting everything back into the workshop and inside, etc. But the pier looks really good. I'm very glad, and looks much more stable now, and also is much more stable. That was worth it. Yeah, see you next week.